What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Fantasy Football Game Show brought to you by Front Yard Fantasy here on Better Sports Network. I'm your host, Simon, joined this Memorial Day by my two very handsome co-hosts, John Luke Garofalo and Joey Wright. How's it going, boys?
What up?
Pretty good. I had a cat hair on my screen.
It's a good luck.
That's what I was doing.
Is that a euphemism?
I got a cat hair on my screen too. It's been an all right day so far. Well, guys, joining us today, we are lucky because it is a holiday. Gracing us with her presence is one of our great friends in this industry, the kicker guru and a contributor over at Matthew Berry's Fantasy Life. We've got Lindellions here with us. Linda, thank you so much for taking the time to come on.
I'm pleased to spend my 3-day weekend on FYF. This is a dream come true.
For us too.
Wow.
And this dream started off better than the last time we had this dream because I didn't say Lindellions as your Twitter handle.
You crushed it. You did a great job.
I've been thinking about it for like 4 days now. I've been like laying in bed going, Lindellions.
I didn't know you did last time.
Let's get it. Well, guys, we got some people in the chat and a cracking voice excited for today's show. We got Craig down here said, guys, Linda dropped this on our way in. Make sure the kicker queen gets it back. Was that crown up for grabs today? And pull. We also got Dame in here. What's up, Dame? Dame said, it was a very pleasant surprise when I got the 30-minute warning for the show. Let's go.
Let's go. Welcome in, Dame.
We got Dave in the chat. What's up, Dave? Said, let's go. Happy to have you in here. And One Nation Underground said nightmares are dreams too.
Touché.
Also, Dave down here likes the Lindellions. And we got Better Boss. What's up, Matt? In the chat. Said, let's talk some ball and have some fun. Well, man, I've got the best news in the world for you, Matt, because that's
what we do.
That's exactly what we're going to do here. Maria in the chat saying hello. Well, welcome.
Hello.
Maria. We got a fun game of poll perception prep for you guys here today. Linda's coming here to play it and let us know beforehand that she's been prepping all on her own without even realize it, playing this game on Twitter. This is the game that tests your perception of the public's understanding and where they look at the current fantasy football landscape. Before we get into that, though,
gang, not my strong suit.
Well, we'll see if there's any kicker questions. I don't know why I even got your hopes up. There's not a single kicker poll in here, Linda. So that was just rude of me. But guys, before we get into this, a couple reminders, some very important ones. First and foremost, if you're not already following our friend Linda, go and fix that right now. You can find her on Twitter at Lindellions. The link is below us in this video if you're watching on our YouTube channel at Front Yard Fantasy, or you can see it right below her face and the Pokes gear on the screen. After you do that, if you're on our YouTube channel, hit that little notification bell. Dane mentioned it in the chat. Maybe you would have thought we were taking Memorial Day off. But if you had that little notification bell clicked, you would have gotten that notification like Dame did. So make sure you click that. You guys ready to get into some poll perception?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Also, we had a very important question from Grim fan in here. JL, I'm going to throw this one to you first. Grim wanted to know, what are your thoughts on the Lev Bell story that came out that he admitted that he smoked marijuana when he was playing football as well as before the games?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's tragic. He didn't invite any of us.
I don't know.
That's pretty rude.
Pretty rude. And One Nation Underground here saying we need to be 100% legal. I think Lev Bell did some silly things. I don't think smoking pot before games was necessarily one of them.
I don't know about 100% legal. I'd like it for it to be 99% legal. I'd like for each state to have one reason that you're not allowed to do it, and it'd be like a really weird reason.
Can't smoke pot and toe socks in Connecticut.
Exactly.
No,
that's
what can't be left-handed in Kentucky.
Meanwhile, toe socks should be 100% illegal.
99% illegal. In
Also,
Delaware, you can only smoke weed while wearing toe socks.
I can't imagine that smoking weed before games really helped Lev Bell too much.
No.
In those situations.
Though it is funny that, like,
I don't know if it's performance enhancing.
When the stories come out about this, like, we get it's always about the players that freaking killed it that they tell you about. No one's telling us about the players that aren't killing it, that are smoking pot before games. I mean, we get the Josh Gordon, we get the Lev Bell. Where's the
Rashard Higgins?
Adam Humphries smoked pot before every game in Tampa Bay? I want that story to come out.
You'd be like, yeah.
Checks out. I saw that. I saw that on the field. All right. Well, guys, the game we're playing today is called Poll Perception. I found 7 juicy, succulent, delicious polls. And by I found them, I mean Jay found them. Jay found every single one of them and sent them to me. But I looked over them and they are delicious. What I'm going to do is propose one of these polls to one of our contestants. I may say, JL, in a dynasty league, what percentage of people prefer side A, Saquon Barkley, over side B, DeAndre Hopkins? Your job's going to be to set the line. So you would say
86%.
86% from JL on that side. Now, the closer JL is, the more points he's going to get. A max of 10 if he's exactly right, 0 if he's more than 15 away. It's going to scale up within that range. But before he gets those points, Joey and Linda, you'll be able to score by correctly predicting whether the actual answer is over or under the line that JL set. So JL said 86. If you think 50% of people chose that, you're going to take the under. Yes, Linda.
Have you ever had anybody get just completely skunked on this show? Just curious. Because if we have a chance to set
have we
some
smoked
records
weed
today,
on the show? Is that what you're asking?
No. I mean, if you haven't, you do now. But
Joey, that was
I
so good though on the
talking
lingo. You're
specifically-
freaking killing it. I just wanted to
Have
give
you
you
ever
props
seen
right
it?
I've
there.
been studying since Las Vegas. So, yeah.
No points.
I think we have had a complete goose egg, but I would not be able to place the specifics of it. But it's not something like, if we hadn't had it, I feel like it would be something we would talk about when somebody had 0 and we were close to the end. Like, will you be the first one to get skunked?
Yeah.
So Linda,
I don't think it's happened.
we'll let you know. We'll see.
I'm
Maybe
ready.
today's a day that somebody makes history.
Might be me.
You guys will be guessing the over-unders after the line are set, and we're going to alternate who is setting that initial line. We've got 2 full rounds like this, so you guys will each get 2 polls that you're going to be guessing the number on. Before we go into our final poll number 7, round number 3. No more over-under nonsense on this one. It's just guessing a number. Whatever percentage you think chose side A, you're going to write down. Whoever's the closest gets 5 points, unless they're exactly right, and they'll get 10. And whoever has the most points at the end of that will be our poll perception champion. And you can choose to have your prize paid out in Dogecoin, in Grimace Coin, or in Coles Cash. The Coles Cash is not expired. I just need to let everyone know. We had one issue 6 months ago with expired Coles Cash. It was one time, guys.
If I win,
It's all
can I
James'
double
fault.
it and pass it to the next guy?
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah,
Or you can double it and pass it to the
100%.
next
You
Put
one.
me
can
on
give a
that.
Coles
Put me on that.
Coles cash bomb to the next contestant.
Yeah, we got some people in the chat over here. Jay said Queen Bee coming today. I can feel it. I did forget to mention that rule. So there is a third option besides the over and under. Linda, if you think Joey's guess is exactly right, you can choose to Queen Bee it, named after our friend Bonnie, the fantasy Queen Bee. If you get that right, you'll get 10 points as well. But it has never been hit on the show. We got Victor in here ready for the games. And happy Memorial Day, bro. Chachas and Linda.
Chacho.
What's up, Victor? And we got Mike in the chat. What's up, Mike? Welcome in.
What up, Mike?
Daddy. And Craig's going to
Daddy's
go into our
on.
archives and figure it out. Thank you, Craig, our chat historian. We really appreciate it.
That'll take a while. Good luck. See you in a few years.
Also, Scampers, you're in luck because I'm out of town and I didn't bring enough shirts. So I will probably wear this shirt multiple times.
Tomorrow and the next day.
And the day after that. All right. Well, Linda, since you are our guest, before we get in there, I'm going to let you choose whether you want to go first, second, or third. The order of the polls is static. It's been predetermined. So this will determine what polls come your way. But there's no strategy because you don't know what the order of the polls are in.
There's always strategy. Third. Just last. Last is good. So
Linda's going to go third.
for me today.
Joey, would you like to go first or second in today's game?
Oh man, do I want to set the line or be a follower? I'll be a follower. I'll make JL go first.
I'll go first then.
Dale's going to go first. Joey is going to go second. And Victor coming in saying, JL looks like the kid from Recess with the backwards hat. I forgot his name. Anyone remember?
TJ?
TJ. It's 100% TJ.
Nice.
You are a little bit TJ. You got some TJ.
I'm
in
cool
you,
with that.
JL. TJ's
Like
a badass.
that's like the first lookalike comp that I actually enjoy.
And Maria said, I'm Spinelli.
Which other
Man.
ones do you hear?
I don't remember now. I feel like someone just asked me that though.
Can I give you one and you can't get mad?
No.
Yes, I give permission.
No, like you're not allowed to give out. So like I was watching Full Metal Jacket, and like you're
Terrible
like
movie.
a thinner, better looking young Vincent D'Onofrio. You know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't say what he does. in
Also
Full Metal.
insulting.
But no, but like in a better way. But like
That's
these-
cool. Yeah, no, that's totally
When he goes
smoothing it
cra-
over.
I
That's
should-
totally
okay.
making it better there, Joe.
When he goes crazy, like he's got these like wild-eyed looks that you have all the time, and I'm like, oh, there's JL.
You know the
Keep
fat,
going,
ugly,
yeah.
crazy guy from that one movie?
Yeah,
If
you
you
know
make
that guy
him
that's
less fat and
insane?
ugly, you look a lot.
You look.
I think it's the eyes. I think it's the eyes.
Oh, thanks, Joe.
Well,
See,
we
I
got
knew you'd get mad.
We got Craig in the chat saying, Joe, you underestimate my tenacity for a good time-wasting adventure. Well, Craig, I look forward to seeing the results of that.
I
Joe,
don't
you're
remember
up
what we were talking about.
finding if anyone's ever goose-egged on poker section.
Good luck.
Don't forget to go back into the podcast archives as well before
True. Good
the
luck finding
YouTube show
those.
started. John Luke, you are
Oh,
up
man.
first with your poll. Are you ready for poll number 1 in today's game?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, here it is. Which side would you prefer in a 12-team Superflex tight end premium dynasty league if you were rebuilding? We're starting out with a lot of qualifiers today.
So clearly
Side
a
A,
situation that applies to all of us.
so many people.
Yeah.
Side A is T. Higgins plus Zach Charbonnet plus Rashee Rice. Side B is Jahan Dotson, a 24 first and 2 24 seconds. What percentage of people chose side A in this poll?
I don't know. Let's go with 61%.
61%. John Luke, is that your final answer?
Yeah.
I love the way you broke that down. Joey, did you have anything to add on that?
No, I do. Man, there's a lot of known on one side and a lot of unknown on the other. And that's basically saying nothing. I'd rather have T. Higgins over any of these players, of course. I'd rather have T. Higgins over a 2024 first. I'm gonna go slightly under just because it's a hard poll to read.
JL guessing 61. Joey taking under. Linda, are you taking the under with Joey as well? Or do you think the actual percentage of people that chose side A is over JL's guess of 61%?
Based on the way that people on Twitter treat draft picks to players and like potential production to like actual, we've seen that happen production, I'm going to go lower or under.
Yeah. You got double under, Dale. You reverse split the room with this one. A reminder to everybody in the chat to play along. Throw your guesses in there. We'll shout you out if you're very right. We'll mock you if you're very wrong. And we'll have very moderate reactions if you are within a reasonable amount, but nothing impressive. We got Scampers in here with 29%. Dave coming in with 65. Dame was 72. Grim agreeing with Scampers at 29%. And the fantasy draft room saying 57%. And Craig found the podcast. He's busy. He's not even guessing a number. He's got stuff to do right now. The actual percentage of people that chose side A, the T. Higgins side of this trade, was 54%. So that's going to be good for everybody there. Joe, you were within 10. You're going to get 3 points. Joey and Linda both correctly picked the under on that one.
I'll take it.
So it's going to be 3-2 after our first poll. Before we move on from this one, Linda, I did want to ask you about some of the pieces accompanying T. Higgins on side A. Zach Charbonnet, I feel like there's excitement for, but he landed next to Kenneth Walker. Rashee Rice landed in the perfect situation, or the perfect team, but the situation is messy. Do you have optimism for either of those two players going into year one?
I mean, I think Zach will probably have some production. Pete Carroll loves a couple running backs. I think they'll both be fine, but I'm not thrilled about either like my RB1 at all. Like either one of them, Kenneth Walker or Zach. So I think he'll probably be fine. I'm not super sold on Rice, but I'm sure I'll have shares because I love a young running back late in my best ball drafts. So,
Joey, you mentioned this was a lot of knowns versus a lot of unknowns. Did that affect the way you would vote on this because they mentioned they were rebuilding?
Because the rebuilding, I guess the choose your own adventure side's kind of fun with 2024 first and the 2 seconds. When I look at this year's rookie drafts and I look at that second round, a lot of the wide receivers that I really like, Josh Downs, even Mingo slipped into the second round, are some of those guys that I like. So if I was rebuilding and I was high on Dotson, which I'm kind of just middle of the road on, I might like side B, but the talent of T. Higgins just has me win out on that side.
Yeah, it does seem like I see T. Higgins. I see the rest of the names, and it's almost done evaluating the trade at that point for me. John Luke, you agree?
I agree.
You agree. And Scampers said, I'm about to get mocked. Yeah. Nice guess, Cat.
Whew.
Where'd you get that guess?
Swing and a whiff.
Cat store. We got Swamp in here saying happy Memorial Day, y'all. Cool seeing FYF crew with
What up,
BDGE
Swampy?
Media. What's up, Swamp? Happy Memorial Day, my friend. All right. Well, good news for everybody after that one. 3-2. Joey, it is time for your first poll. Are you ready?
Don't poo-poo the bed, Joe.
I was trying to find a nice picture of Vincent D'Onofrio. I found some good ones that I'll put out later.
Can't wait for that.
Flattering. That are
Triple
flattering.
down on it.
Joey's going to put down a nice little collage for you. Well, Joey, this poll is asking, where would you like to see DeAndre Hopkins land from a fantasy perspective?
I knew this was going to be a poll today. I just knew it.
Side A is the Bills. Side B is the Chiefs. Side C is the Cowboys. And side D is the Jets. What percentage of people said side A, Bills, in this poll?
I think side A and side B are going to be heavy percentages. I think those are the two teams people are talking about the most. And I'm going to say that side B, Chiefs, actually wins this poll. I just think it's a better fit. I like the situation for him better if he were to go to the Chiefs. So I'll say side A gets 35%.
3-5 and straight vibing?
Not even higher. I'm going to go 39%.
39%. Final answer, Joey?
Yes.
Joey locking in with 39% on the Bills. Linda, do you think the actual percentage of people that chose the Bills as the preferred landing spot for Hopkins is over or under Joey's guess of 39%?
I think it's lower, but I don't think it's lower by like a lot. I would have gone like 32. That's where if you would have said 32, I'd have queen beat it. Okay. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
In that range, you were sniffing.
I'm gonna go under.
You were sniffing the queen bee.
I was.
Linda's taking the under on that one. John Luke, you following Linda? Or are you taking the over on Joey's guess of 39%?
I am following my good friend Linda here. I'm taking the under. The Bills feel like the favorite here. It feels like they're definitely going to win. But I think the A, B, and C are going to be pretty close together. So I'll take the under.
Taking the under. Well, we got some guesses in the chat. A double under, another double reverse, split the room. Scampers in here with 33%. Victor coming in guessing 42. We got Dave with 29%. Craig thinks it's 40, while the fantasy draft room ever so slightly disagrees with 41%. Maria coming in guessing 30. Husker DB, welcome in, Husker.
Dang.
40% Bills.
All around
Dame
there.
in the chat with 37. And Grim Fan is Queen Bee in it. Joey, the chat is on your side with this guess. Well, the actual percentage of people that chose the Bills in this poll was 28%. Joey, you priced yourself out of a couple of points there. You were within 15. Unfortunately, 11 percentage points away. So you're going to get 1 point, 2 points for your two competitors there. But you broke it down just about perfectly. The Chiefs won it at 39%. The Bills were second at 28%. And the Cowboys at 19%. And the Jets at 15%. Do any of those surprise you the most?
The Jets and Cowboys. I am going to attribute that to the Cowboys actually being a good point. Although Mike McCarthy says he does want to run the ball more this year. So that makes me wonder, But that would be really good if he went to the Cowboys. The Jets, it's too crowded there. That one surprises me. I don't like that number. But the Cowboys one, I should have given that a little more consideration.
Linda, if you picked a landing spot for him tomorrow, where would you place him?
The Bills.
The Bills?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish there were more, but like anytime the Chiefs are in a poll where like a potential wide receiver landing spot, they're going to win that poll like every time. So,
Yeah, the second Tyreek Hill left and just.
Sorry. I think Josh Allen needs a legitimate wide receiver too. That's like my Gabe Davis, I don't think is it. And everybody wanted it, but I don't think that's the answer.
Can you imagine your wide receiver 2 being DeAndre Hopkins? Like that's absolutely absurd if that's what happened. Dave, nice job, my friend. Only 1 percentage point away. Joey, would you pick the Bills as your preferred landing spot? I know you said you were surprised by the Jets and Cowboys.
Yeah, so I think if I was DeAndre Hopkins, which I'm not, I don't know if you guys are aware of that. I would probably pick the Chiefs, but DeAndre Hopkins, our friend Dave Richard interviewed DeAndre Hopkins about 2 months ago, I think the interview was, and he asked DeAndre Hopkins, what is the what's your most favorite play you've ever had? And then he went on like a 2.5 minute tirade about how much he loves the Buffalo Bills. Like that was not the question. It's like you're kind of showing your hand there a little bit. So if he went to the Bills, I wouldn't be very surprised at all.
Yo, does he know how cold it is there? I just feel
No.
like that might be shocking. Like Arizona, Clemson, Houston, Buffalo. Like that's not a little bit like Chicago would be shocking.
Right.
Buffalo's that's gonna blow his mind, man. That's wild. The chat wants Browns or Jags from Husker DB down here. And we also got Wendy in here. Excited to see Linda on the show. And hi, everyone else. What's up, Wendy?
Do you know who's the most salary cap to sign him?
Who?
The Detroit Lions.
That would be a lot of fun and would make a lot of people a little bit upset.
And the Bills and Chiefs are in the bottom two to be able to sign him as far as money goes. So he will have to take a pay cut or restructure some kind of crazy contract.
Imagine he goes to
It'll be interesting to see what happens. I know.
Grim fan said any chance he would go to New England. I know because of the Belichick connection, that's always a common rumor. I would never rule it out, but I haven't seen any smoke go in that direction recently. Also, Peng, welcome in, my friend. Coming and saying, I heard this is the place to reenact my fantasies. No, you reenact our fantasies here.
Yeah.
Sorry, Peng, you're in the wrong room.
Front yard, our fantasy.
Also, Victor saying D-Hop to the Eagles, make that team illegal.
Oh my God, they're already illegal.
Don't
Don't make them more illegal.
All right, well, Linda, the score is now not updated, but I will update it shortly, and it's going to be your turn. JL is going to have, what is that, 5 points for correctly getting that over under. Joey, you're going to bump up to 3, and Linda, you're going to be sitting there with 4 points. So it is neck and neck and neck. Now, we're moving on to your first poll. Are you ready?
No.
Here we go. Here is your first poll. Which player would you prefer in Dynasty? Side A is Chigoziem Okonkwo. Side B is Greg Dulcich. What percentage of people said side A, Chigoziem Okonkwo?
Are these polls from like this week?
Yes, every poll is from this week.
I'm going to go like 73%.
73% on the Chigoziem Okonkwo side?
Yeah, dude, people love him this week. It's Coop's fault, but it's everywhere this week. So that's where I'm going.
Damn it, Coop. JL, are you taking the over or under on Linda's guess of 73%? Is that what you said? That's what I wrote down. Just want to make sure. Cool.
73 is a great line. Oh, shoot. I don't know. I guess I'll take the over.
JL taking the over on Linda's guess of 73%.
People hate Greg Dulcich now. I don't know what the deal is.
73. I was ready to just to go over on this, but I feel like I had to catch up on points. And 73 is a little high. I don't know. I mean, I love Chig. I mean, I'm taking him everywhere I can. Thanks, Coop. But yeah, I'll go under, just slightly under. It's a really good number, though.
Joey taking the slight under, JL taking the over, and Victor coming in here saying, Linda's right. I hated Chig 2 weeks ago.
Now I love him.
It is funny how that happens. Oh, that got me, Victor. Well, we got some guesses in the chat. Scamper's in here with 66. Grim Fan with 56. Victor with 54. Husker DB coming in with 58. We got Dame guessing 52. Ladarius at 67. Craig at 40%. And the fantasy draft room guessing 63. Well, the actual percentage of people that chose Chigoziem Okonkwo in this poll was 47%.
Whoa.
Unfortunately, that is going to be no points going your way, but no
Wow.
points towards JL either. Only Joey is going to score on this one.
But does
But
he
I
really get points? Because he said slight under.
He did say slide under, but luckily that's not a mechanic. So he's going to get those 2 points, tying them up there, but it is 5-5 to 4 after that one. Linda, would you prefer Chigoziem Okonkwo or would you prefer Greg Dulcich in Dynasty?
I don't. I mean, I would have confidently clicked on Chig on that poll and been like, everybody's going to agree with me on this one. And then I would have hurt my own feelings when the results came up, which is what happens pretty regularly when I'm doing Dynasty polls. I'm not good at this.
You were saying before the show that you play this game every time you click on a poll, and every time you click on it, you're shocked at the results coming on the other side.
Yeah, I'm never right. I mean, when I'm right, it's like a reason to celebrate. So That's
And I
fine.
do the same thing. I'm like, oh, of course everyone wants Juju Smith-Schuster. Then I click on it, and all of a sudden it's like
Good on
17%.
accident.
You're like, what the hell happened there? John Luke, are you taking Chickasee Okonkwo in this one, or are you still sitting with Greg Dulcich?
I think they're pretty fairly evenly valued. Greg Dulcich, the situation with Sean Payton there in Denver adds a ton of uncertainty, but Greg Dulcich had a pretty decent season when he played this past season. So the talent is there. Maybe there's some environment switch or some circumstance change that we see in his direction. Jake is more on the upswing in terms of his value, so I could see trying to ride that upswing and get some value there. I think they're pretty fairly evenly. I'd go the Chick side.
God, because we're talking tight ends, I'm going to say Coop's name again. But Coop, this is the last time I'm talking about you today. Whenever Coop brought up his tight end strategy of roster talent, start opportunity, that feels a little bit like what we're seeing here. The Dulcich talent, I still am more excited about him and his ceiling and his upside, but I just don't see it this year in that Broncos offense. I don't see the opportunity. Chig will likely outperform him this year in my mind, but if I have Travis Kelce, if I have Mark Andrews, I probably want Greg Dulcich in this trade because I don't need to start him right away. I'll just take the highest upside guy. Though I know some people may disagree and think Chig is the higher upside guy. I don't think it's as clear-cut talent-wise. You think so, Joey, or do you think Greg Dulcich would be pretty...
I want to see it this year. Like, before I'm ready to make a determination. I hate that this is a dynasty trade. But, I mean, if you look at Sleeper, because I've been doing a lot of those, like, half Scott Fishbowl mock drafts where you just do the first 11 rounds. And Dulcich is going before Chig almost every time, according to their ADP. So, and you see people like me reach for him. But, yeah. Dulcich
people like you
him,
or
so
people
like
people
surprised.
in drafts with you. People reach for him. or Craig or Scampers or Jay Wall or Tim.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. People having fun with me.
Having a little bit of fun. Well, guys, we are going to move on to our next poll here. After the first poll round, the score is 5-4. Dead even. John Luke, we're moving into round 2. Before we do that, we have a new mechanic, though, that I'm going to introduce. We now have 2 more options that you can guess instead of over and under. We have a way over and way under option as well. If you think your opponent's guess is 15 percentage points or more away, you may guess the way over or way under option. Now, this is a double or nothing mechanic. If you guess way over and the answer is only 11 percentage points away, you're going to get nothing, 0 points. But if it is, in fact, 15 or more, you'll get double, 4 points for that guess. John Luke, you ready for poll number 4 in this game?
Hit me.
Absolutely not, but I will read your poll.
Thank you.
Which player would you prefer in Dynasty? Side A, Treylon Burks, or Side B, Jordan Addison? What percentage of people chose Treylon Burks in this poll?
Oh, no. This sucks. Treylon Burks, Jordan Addison. Oh, man. Okay, I got to think Jordan Addison side's got to be higher on this one because of the rookie hype. We just went through a startup dynasty draft, and Treylon Burks I got in the 6th round, 5th round. Where did Jordan Addison go? I feel like he went earlier, like multiple rounds earlier. I'm going to go with 30. I'm going to go 41%.
41% on the Treylon Burks side?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Joey, do you think the actual answer is over or under John Luke's guess of 41%? Or way over, or way under, or Queen B?
It's a really, really great guess.
Thank you.
41?
41. If you add them together, it equals 5. If you divide them, it's 4. If you multiply them, it's 4.
I'm going to go
Depends how you divide
under.
'em.
Part of me really wanted to Queen Bee that. I'm going to go under, though, but not by much.
Joey taking the ever so slight under, tempted by the Queen Bee. Linda, what do you think of Jail's guess of 41%? Over, under, way under, or Queen Bee?
I'm going to follow Joey's dreams for him and go Queen Bee.
Let's go.
Linda is Queen Bee in it, baby.
Let's go.
We got some guesses in the chat on this one. Ladarius with 37%. Dame coming in with 27. Scampers with 42. Husker DB with 45. Grimfan saying 0.05%. Fantasy Draft Room at 37. Craig at 42. And Mr. Scampers hyped about the Queen Bee. Well, they are hovering all around your answer.
Oh, my God. I'm so
John
stressed
Luke.
all of a sudden.
the actual percentage of people that chose Treylon Burks over Jordan Addison in this poll was 51%.
Oh,
I'm sorry, 10 percentage points away, but John Luke, that's still going to earn you 3 points for being within 10, but no points.
That's a killer round for JL.
That is a great round from JL. Going to put him up 8-5 to 4. But we still got 3 more polls left in this game. Joey, when you look at those 2 players, which one are you taking, Burks or Addison?
I want Addison. I'm not really sure what's going on with the quarterback situation in Tennessee. I'm notably not very high on Will Levis. He eats bananas weird and drinks weird coffee too. So yeah, I would rather have Addison. I feel like his situation's a lot more solidified. He's going to be playing with Justin Jefferson for at least the next probably 4 or 5 years. That's exciting. He should see tons of opportunity.
And I just feel like everyone's talking about the banana thing so much that we're forgetting the one reporter that said he smelled of persimmons at all times.
What was that now?
A persimmon, the fruit.
That's a red flag.
Right? Yeah, you can't have your quarterback just reeking of
so
persimmons on the football field. It'll be distracting. Linda, are you with Joey on this one? Are you preferring Jordan Addison, or do you like Burks?
I mean, I like Burks just fine. I'm shocked that Jordan Addison didn't win this. This poll. Like, I would have picked him a 10 out of 10 times. I'm on Jordan Addison's side.
Dame agreeing with you, saying Burks winning that poll is a big shock to me. John Luke, why do you think Burks won this poll? Is it just sticky? Maybe a misunderstanding of the Justin Jefferson competition?
I think rookies are always tough to value, especially and they're tough to gauge the public's perception of their value. Even more difficult. That's even more difficult. So Jordan Addison, I'm the Jordan Addison coming in isn't as big a name as just part big block grade with AJ Brown last year, and they put together a crazy big season, but he's still close.
Still close. Also, fantasy draft room in here saying we know there's a strong correlation of banana peels eaten to fantasy production, so you better fade that fade. Get that fade faded. All right. Well, we're going to move on to our next poll. Joey, this one's coming your way. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes, I am.
I need to catch up.
What I want to know is, do you believe Kenny Pickett can develop into an above-average NFL starter? Side A is yes. Side B is no. What percentage of people said yes, Kenny Pickett can develop into an above-average NFL starter?
Okay. I like that it's above average because I think he could be above average. I do. So I'm going to go 51% said yes, side A, above average. And I know people hate Kenny Pickett, but I think there's a chance he can. So, yeah.
Says they hate Kenny Pickett, but they're going to pick it anyways. Linda, do you think the actual percentage of people that chose side A is over or under Joey's guess at 51%?
Please hold. I have to do basic math with a pen.
Are you writing with the pen, or is the pen just also doing math?
I wish the pen did math for me. I'm going to go way lower.
Linda taking the way under on this guest, buying into that Kenny Pickett hate. John Luke, you going with Linda on the way under? Taking the under? You going over? Or are you taking way over?
I also am going way under. I'm tailing Linda here. I think that's correct. I don't think it'll be close to 50.
Oh, we got 2 way unders on this one. Joey, they're trying to use your turn to come back. We'll see if it happens. Scampers in here thinks it's 33%. Craig with 48%. Ladarius coming in with 54%. Dame says no, it's 55%. And Grim guessing 32%.
Above
Scampers wants to know, why hasn't science created self-mathing pens? We're working.
Great question.
Let me call science right after the show. We had a meeting scheduled for tomorrow, but we'll push it.
For you,
all
Scampers.
Right. We'll push it real good.
Well, the correct percentage of people that chose side A in this poll was 53%.
Ooh.
Joey, your guess was about as good as it could have been. You're going to get 5 points for getting so close on that one. And I thought that was a tough poll. Joey, was it the word above average as opposed to like franchise quarterback or something that made you say that high of a number?
Yeah, it was the word above. It was the two words actually. That's 1, 2 above and average. They're both words. And I looked at both those words and said, that's not saying he's going to be elite. That's not saying he's going to be top tier. It's just, he's good. You can start him, in a pinch if you need to, above average. So that's why I went a little bit over 50%.
Linda and JL, I'm more in line with you guys. I was shocked when I saw the results of this poll. I thought for sure it was going to be lower because I feel like the narrative is lower. Were you guessing that, Linda, because you don't expect him to be a above average NFL starter because you think the public is just out on him?
I think Joey and I have different contexts about above average, because for me, average is like, he's fine, he's good, he can, he's going to get some wins, it's whatever. Whereas above average to me means great. Like it goes like bad, below average, average, above average. Like fantastic. Patrick Mahomes. That's how my list goes.
Magical.
So right. So I think for me, above average is like, you got to be better than 15 quarterbacks, and I don't know that he has in him personally.
They really should put out a key whenever they use words like that in there. Like, give me an example of each tier. Like, what do you mean? It is all relative.
My wife calls me above average. That's why I was just like, kind of just.
Well, you should ask her. Maybe she means great.
Let me call her.
Did you mean elite when you said I was above average by any chance? Was that the top tier, the best adjective? All right. Well, after that, Joey, you scored 5 points.
Getting on
for being within 5 on that one. That's going to move you up to 10 points. JL, you got 8. And Linda, you're in this at 4 because it is your poll right now. You got an opportunity to catch up. Are you ready for your third? Or no, your second and final poll of this game?
Yeah, I appreciate your false confidence. Hit me with it.
Well, before we do that,
on screen the whole time.
I was going to say, before we do that, JL, you just dipped out when we were talking about Kenny Pickett. And I know you love Kenny Pickett for football and non-football reasons. Do you care to elaborate?
Oh, yeah. Kenny Pickett. He and I go snorkeling. It's a great time. Great snorkel buddy. He's always there. Very comforting. Always has my back.
Do you think he's going to be good for fantasy in the next couple of years?
Absolutely not. No.
Fantasy draft room down here saying Kenny Pickett had a 1.8% TD rate last year, lowest among qualified passers since 2017 CJ Beathard. Why are we throwing out CJ Beathard strays randomly?
I know.
Also, Ladarius in here says the key was above average. If it was great, that poll shifts significantly to the no side. And for him, the above average line is Dak. Linda, if you were setting that above, like name an above average quarterback, what would you set that line at, you think?
I think Dak's probably pretty good. Like I said, I think you need to be better than 15-ish quarterbacks because there's 32 teams. I'm looking right at the middle. Then you got to be in that top 15 category. And I think I'm not going to do it. But I think I could list 15 quarterbacks that I prefer over Kenny Pickett for fantasy or for real football, like either side.
Or for snorkeling.
I don't know. Maybe he's a really good snorkeler. I don't know. But,
Kenny Pickett, the 101 in fantasy snorkeling leagues. Well, guys, after that, the score is 8-10-4. Linda, we've got one more poll coming your way. Are you ready for your next poll?
Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of similar to Joey's. But what I want to know is Brock Purdy legitimate enough to be the franchise quarterback after only playing 8 games his rookie year? So this is how the question was worded. Side A is yes. Side B is no. What percentage of people said yes, Brock Purdy is legitimate enough to be the franchise quarterback after only playing 8 games his rookie year?
This is such a tough question. It's such a hot topic. Jesus Christ.
I will also say the person who posted this poll put the words vote honestly at the end. So to give you full context, everyone, you can't lie now. So no one lied.
So all honest votes.
Well, if no one lied, I'm going to go.
It changes everything.
God. To franchise, that's like a lot after just 8 games. I'm going to go 64% said yes.
What was that number again?
64.
64% from Linda. John Luke, over or under Linda's guess of 64%?
Or way over or way under.
Or way over or way under. Or Queen B.
Or Queen B. Oh, 64%. Is he legitimate enough? Let's go with over. Let's go with over. We're staying strong.
JL taking the over very confidently. Joey, what are you doing here?
For me, it's the wording. Is he legitimate enough to be the franchise quarterback?
You and your words down there.
Yeah, not just like is he legitimate enough to be the starting quarterback? Okay, yeah. But like to build your franchise around, I would say no. After 8 games, I need to see more. So I'm going to say slightly under.
Linda, you split the room with your guesses. 1 over, 1 under. And the chat is a little bit split as well. Scampers down here with 77%. Dame coming in with 83. Grim thinks it's 74%.
Oh, JL's.
Ladarius said 59%. One Nation said 44%. Scamper said that didn't seem honestly, JL.
That was super honestly, Scampers. How dare you?
My favorite part about this poll is legitimate enough. I like the idea of a legitimateness scale. Like that's a funny thing. Like you rank 7 out of 10 on
just short.
Well, we'll see.
When I called my wife to ask her what she meant by above average, she said, "You're legitimate enough." So
you're legitimate enough to be my husband.
That's what she said.
It's just nothing but compliments. Jail, you know what? Based on the compliments Joey gets from his wife, I think the character comp he gave you earlier was the nicest thing he's ever said to anybody.
That's a great point.
That's a compliment. That was
I did find quite a strapping photo of him. Describing exactly what I said from how I saw him in Full Metal Jacket to I'm like, yes, that's JL. So
we had one more guess in here from Victor with 10% on that one.
Yeah, Victor.
Well, the actual percentage of people that chose yes is 38%. 38%.
Oh, wow.
So, JL, you are going to get 2 points on that one. Well, you guessed the under, didn't you? No, Joey guessed the under. I wrote it down in the wrong aisle. Joey's going to get 2 points on that one, bringing his score up to 12 before the final round. JL at 8, Joey at 12, Linda at 4. And it's all going to come down to this last poll.
Yeah.
In the last poll, Joey, you will win if you get it right. JL, you will win if you get it right. Linda, if you get it exactly right, you're pulling out this victory. And it has been done twice on this show.
So
the last one has been exactly right. So this game is still anybody's. Also, One Nation Underground down here saying so close. Nice job. 44%. You were right there, closer than anybody else. Before we move on from this one, everybody kind of groaned whenever I brought up the Brock Purdy, Trey Lance debate. Linda, who do you think should be the starter for the 49ers next year? Brock Purdy or Trey Lance?
You invited me on your show to get canceled? Listen, I have some legitimate concerns about Trey Lance having not played any serious competitive football, or like the lack of amount of competitive football he's played over the last several years. Coming from a smaller school, I just have some concerns. I know he's an athlete freak. I think it's probably better if he goes somewhere else and gets a new start. I still believe that the 49ers had no I don't think the plan was to take Trey Lance. I think the plan was to take Mac Jones. And I like to believe personally that the internet bullied them into not doing that. So I think Brock Purdy fits that coaching system. But I just think going away from a guy that was able to string the 8 games that he did together is a bad idea. Being that he's healed all the way, obviously. It doesn't matter if he can't throw a football.
It's such a tricky situation, but the 49ers specifically seem like a team that doesn't need the super high upside that Trey Lance may offer with the risk that he has. In order to win a Super Bowl, the way this team is constructed, they don't need Trey Lance, and Trey Lance does have way more risk. Like you said, not only has he not played competitively in the NFL much, he hasn't played much football at all. So I still believe in him. I hope that he gets another start, and he was a top 3 NFL draft pick. It'd be sick to see him land somewhere else, but I don't know if the 49ers need that. That being said, if they decide to stick with Trey Lance, I'm going to be so hyped and draft him everywhere because of the kind of player he is. JL, what do you think about this situation? It is a tricky one.
I find myself rostering a lot of both Trey Lance and Brock Purdy. I think both of these guys can be starting quarterbacks in the NFL, and I'm not exactly sure how the situation will play out. I think Trey Lance will still likely be the starter there in San Francisco, mainly just because of the draft capital. But I completely understand the other side of that argument being that Brock Purdy looked fantastic last year. He passed the eye test. what we saw was fantastic. Brock Purdy's a good quarterback. So if he can keep that going, I think they'll probably trade one of these guys.
Taking down here saying, damn, people hate QBs that win every game where they have an attached forearm. Yeah, well, what happened to the one where his forearm was disattached?
Yeah.
Dame.
Logic away out of that one.
Joey, are you similar to Jail in that you're drafting both of these guys maybe later in leagues, or are you less optimistic about one of them?
I mean, the value on Brock Purdy right now is ridiculous. If you're playing in Superflex and you're doing Superflex startup draft, you can get Brock Purdy super, super late as your third quarterback. And if he's a starting quarterback for the 49ers, like, wheels up, let's go. I would like to see San Francisco kind of reward Brock Purdy for what he did last year and give him at least the first couple games to start. And if he doesn't look like what we saw last year, pull him out and let's see what we have in Trey Lance. And I think we're probably going to get that anyways, because I don't know if Trey Lance is going to be ready right out the gate to start the season. So,
yeah, it might just be a question that answers itself. We'll spend all offseason spending 6 months talking about it. Brock Purdy comes out, looks like trash for 2 games, and Trey Lance starts and we never talk about it again.
That's how it
I'm
works.
definitely drafting them both. And Trey Lance is going so much later than he was last year. Last year, he was a top 10 quarterback in a lot of drafts.
Yeah, I drafted him in the 5th round of Scott Fishbowl. That hurt. Scampers down here saying Purdy is the answer. And Linda, you seemed nervous to say Purdy, but the chat's with you. Dame on Purdy, Scampers with Purdy. And I think it's just a weird situation where both sides, like even the people that are on the Purdy side, you see the argument. They drafted him 3rd overall. And then when you're sitting at Lance, you can't watch 8 games by Purdy and say it wouldn't be a good idea.
I think talking about what a team gave up more than a year ago in order to acquire a guy is like some sunken cost fallacy. It's like when you buy a book that you hate and you're like, well, I have to finish reading it. No, you don't. It's over. The money is spent. You can just move on. And so I think bringing up that I'm not really on for, I want him to succeed. I want to see him play well. Like I said, I think he's an athletic freak, but I just don't think his draft capital, obviously it holds NFL teams care about it because Sam Darnold's still getting shots, but it just doesn't mean that much to me anymore.
I think that's the first time like I realized I might be an adult was when I didn't feel the need to chug the alcoholic beverage I ordered at a restaurant because it was time to go and I hadn't finished it. Like I said, you know what? That $11 margarita, it's worth more to me not to chug that on the way out the door just because I poorly timed when I ordered my last margarita.
Yeah, I haven't done that yet. I still chug the margarita. But...
All right. Well, guys, the score is 8-12 to 4. We got one more poll coming your way. If you have pen and paper or your phone handy, that's going to be required for this last one is you're going to be writing down your answer.
Somebody stole my pen, but I have my phone.
Perfect. Linda, do you have something to write with? It was very nice of me to warn you beforehand. It's my tradition.
I do. I scribble the whole time I'm on these shows, but I'm trying to figure out my laptop's not charging, and I just noticed. So I'm listening, but I'm not going to be on screen.
All good. All right. Well, we have one more poll, and this is it. If you want to use a pun based on an NFL player name for your fantasy team, do you need to roster the player in order to use the pun? Side A is, of course. Side B is free game. And side C is don't use player puns.
Shoot.
What percentage of people said, of course, you need to roster the player in order to use the player pun on your team?
This is my favorite poll in this history that we've had poll reception.
Well,
hands down.
You can thank our friend. I'll tell you who it was from after this.
Okay. Yeah, this is a great question.
I thought so too, Joe.
I was listening, but then I actually didn't listen. So could you answer that question again?
Yeah, I would actually blame Jay for that if you did that. And what the question said was, if you want to use a pun based on an NFL player name for your fantasy team, do you need to roster the player in order to use the pun? Side A, of course. Side B, free game. Side C, don't use player puns. What percentage of people said, of course, you have to roster the player in order to use the pun? And
we're going to show what we wrote down.
100%. After everyone gets their answers written down. Dame also agreeing with you, Linda, saying Chuck for sure. And Scampers also saying same, Linda. So apparently I'm a loser. Fine, peer pressure. I'll chug my margarita. Sorry, Mom.
I'm like that with I'm like that with the food I eat. Like I have to clean my plate if I go to a restaurant. I guess I will. I will take. I don't know. Like I think I was like
Food
as a
can
kid.
take
Like,
with
if you
me.
order
Like,
it, you got to eat it. Yeah.
I'll put it in a to go. I can't take my margarita to go, so then I have to get a
Oh,
brain freeze. And
I get so
Supper.
excited about leftovers at the restaurant. And then 50% of the time, they don't make it out of the restaurant because I leave them on the table. And the other 50% of the time, they rot in my fridge. I'm not sure I've eaten leftovers in the last like 6 months. I'm so bad at it. I forget. They get lost back there.
most
Have
of
you
the
ever
time
had
when I order food, it becomes a leftover before I ever eat it. Like it's in the fridge. I don't ever eat. I haven't eaten a hot meal. I couldn't tell you the last time.
All right, well, guys,
All right,
we got
ready.
some guesses in the chat on this one. Before we get to those, I'm going to have our contestants reveal their answers. So go ahead and turn your piece of paper or phone or writing over.
it's 29.
John Luke with 35, Joey with 29, and Linda with
Oh.
43%.
Linda's
so, Joe,
covering a lot of ground.
it was 35, 29, and 43. Do I have that correct? 35, 29, and 43. Well, the answers in the chat, some close, some far away. We had 69% from Scampers. Dame with 39%. Ladarius coming in guessing 57%. One Nation guessing 14%. Grim was 66% on this one.
Oh wait. If
Well, the
Linda's
actual-
right, I win.
The actual percentage of people that chose, yes, Brock Purdy is a legitimate starter in the NFL, was 38%, meaning John Luke, you are going to pull out the victory
go!
today. Congratulations, my friend.
Thank
Did you just
Thank
read the wrong poll?
Yeah, 1000%. I know that poll. That poll's 100%.
Oh no.
I did read the wrong poll.
Oh no.
And I warned you that might happen because I don't have my glasses on before the show. So that's 100% what happened. JL, I hate to inform you, we're now doing this reverse style. We're going to reveal the winner in a way we've never done it. JL, you are not the winner of this game, JL. The
Screw
winner of
this
this
game.
game is either Linda or Joey. The actual percentage of the correct poll
Why'd you tell me that?
that chose, because I messed it up, so I'm trying to freestyle it like a new dramatic way.
You're doing really good.
The actual percentage of people that chose, of course, you need to roster that player in order to make a pun about their team name was 78%.
Wow.
Meaning, Linda, you are going to be the closest, but Joey, you are going to win this game. The final score, Joey with 12, Linda with 9, and JL with 8. Went from thinking he was first place to coming in last place. That is my bad.
Classic.
We
Not
literally
last,
had the
still
bonus
good.
star Mario party right here. Like JL had like all of it lined up, but then the bonus stars I won by. That's
Yeah, Joey walked the most steps, and so he ended up
Yeah.
getting the victory at the end there. Well,
You're on fire.
congratulations, Joey. The chat loves it. A little bit of theatrics here at the end. Joey, anybody you want to thank before for this victory?
I want to thank the servers at Chili's for never judging me when I eat all my food, and I'm like, ugh.
Oh, they judge.
They're like, wait, you got the whole order of Texas cheese fries, Texas chicken crispers, and the bacon ranch quesadilla, and there's nobody else here?
So if
And
you get a
cleaned all
bad
three of
meal,
your plates.
if you get a bad meal, like, do you send it back? I just have them box it up, and then when no one's looking, I throw it away outside. Like,
Yeah,
I don't have
absolutely not.
I don't have the courage to tell people like this was bad.
Wrong.
Joey, do you
I'll send
bust
it
your
back.
table? Do you bust your
What?
own table? Do you bust
I
your
do.
own table?
If my table's not clean, I grab a little rag from the little booth and I wipe it down.
Yeah, I also bust my own table.
Shout out servers. Thank you for helping Joey win. And shout out Linda and Joey for helping those servers by busting their tables ahead of time for them. Guys, that is going to be it for us today. Everybody watching, if you are not already following Linda, truly missing out. You need to go do that right now.
Do
Linda,
it.
you got any if you had to give us one piece of hot kicker advice going into next season, give them a taste.
Ooh.
Send them over there for the hot kicker takes. What are you giving us?
I don't have any hot kicker takes yet. There's so many cans right now that it's like all focus on that until I can do my full rankings. But I will have some hot kicker takes in the reception perception draft guide, so you can check there when I've done my full workup.
Do you think
And,
a team's gonna kick the tires on Brandon McManus?
Somebody already kicked the Brandon
Oh, they
McManus.
did?
He's a
Yeah,
jackpot. Yeah.
Oh, he is. Good for him.
Yep.
Joey
He's
just
a
wanted to tell the
jaguar.
kick the tires joke. Well, guys, if you want to check out the Camp Battle breakdowns and be there for the newest kicker takes from Linda, make sure you follow her on Twitter at Lindellions. And she's just an enjoyable person to follow on Twitter as well. That's going to be it for us today, though. We'll be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time for some more fantasy football game show fun. And tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time, myself, Joey Wright, and Tim Wright are going to be live for some fantasy football pub trivia bettercast. So if you guys want to compete, all you have to do is have that Better Sports Network app downloaded. We're going to be live on our YouTube channel, their YouTube channel, and in the app. And it's going to be live trivia where you guys are the contestants. So come play along with us, 8 p.m. Eastern time tonight. We got some Spider-Man and NFL questions prepared for you. Joey put them all together. That's going to be it for us today. Linda, thank you again so much. Thank you to everybody in the chat. We'll see everyone later tonight.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys.
God, the outro. I swear you move it every day, JL. You got to
It's
stop
not
doing that.
me. It's never me.